Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of February 2025. Thursday night at 9 o'clock must be time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have. And this is a good one. Not the largest number of knives we've ever had, but oh my goodness, the quality and the variety and the speciality. It's a good one. Before we get into the thick of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video. The description, which is so important in these Thursday night sales, will also contain, at the very top, links to 4 previous videos on this channel. The first one is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That one is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you are new to this weekly sales event, please give that a look. It will make your experience go much more smoothly if you know what's going on. The second link would pertain to you if you're interested in using this sales vehicle to move along some of your collection. It's called FAQs for Consignors, and as the title would indicate, it explains how this all works from the consignor's perspective. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. Which brings us to the fourth link. You have 1 week to go, boys, to take advantage of the Winter 2025 Sharpening Sale. And that fourth link will explain how it works. You can get some of your blades sharpened and save a little bit of coin. And then we come to the very bottom of the description, underneath the terms of the sale, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps down the left, pricing down the right side. In that pricing column, you will generally see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video, and the price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be room this week for 4 knives to be sharpened next day, so the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened in tonight's sale will ship tomorrow, the 21st, with all of the as shown inventory. If you fall outside the first 4, your sharpened knife will ship in about 3 weeks. Now, if you see the word sold, all caps exclamation point, in lieu of pricing for a given item, that means it's been bought and paid for by its new owner, so no need to send an inquiry or an I'll take it about anything marked sold. That, I believe, is it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and I'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we have some leftovers from last week to clean up. The first among them is this beast, the Olight Marauder 2. 800 feet of throw, 14,000 lumens. There's some data on the back. Kind of tells about what this thing does. Wow, 12 small LEDs circle the edge to create a 14,000 lumen flood beam. 2 switches on the body. The toggle switch is to select between spot or flood, and the upper rotary knob is intuitive to adjust brightness levels. Thermal and proximity sensors, cooling fins, all kinds of stuff in this light. And here's what it looks like. So 5.5 inches of overall length. The bezel diameter is 2 15/16. And the way it achieves the spot function is by a super long reflector. I mean, man, I don't know how far down that thing goes, but and the beam it produces is kind of unbelievable. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn this thing on. There we go. So there's your flood beam, and then it goes to that. Yeah. You're going to have to read about this. Anyway, USB-C charging, as usual. Everything's in the box. Price of these brand new at your favorite web retailer is going to be $330. We ran this one last week at $200, didn't sell. Dropped it to $180 for the weekend last week. It's still here. This week it's going to be $170. No need to sharpen. That is the Olight Marauder 2. Next up, our second leftover from last week, comes in the most frustrating box of all time. I would have never given any thought to the functionality of a triangular box, but it sucks. You can't stack anything on. I don't know. Anyway, Ocaso is the brand. The knife inside is the Solstice in titanium. It's almost a Quiken kind of a profile, wouldn't you say? So it's a stainless steel liner lock knife with titanium scales, a nice pocket clip. It is its own fill tab, deep carry tip up, ambidextrous. Ball bearing flipper, kind of a cool pivot. Whoops. It's better than that. That was me, not the knife. Just kind of a soft detent, but it's fine. Skinny little, almost muskrat clip blade. Blade steel is S35VN. Blade length is 3 9/16. The handle is 4 1/4 in length. There's the lock engagement on your stainless steel liner lock. It's rock solid. Not going to be drop shutty on the ball bearings because the blade's so light. Centering's squared away. Condition will be near mint to like new in box, designed by Andrew Demko, believe it or not. That's kind of interesting. These are available brand new for web retail of $207. We ran this one last week at $140. Didn't sell, dropped it to $120 for the weekend. Still here. Let's go $105 on the Ocaso Solstice. $130 if you would like it with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. Next up we have a Chinese traditional combo deal. We're going to call it the Rough Ryder Reserve Rosecraft Combo. So the first knife is in this box with the metal tube inside. It is from Rough Ryder, of course, from the Reserve collection. It's the RR025 Sabak, S-A-B-A-C-C. What is that? Sort of a Moroccan, Persian kind of a thing going on. I got stainless steel bolsters and end caps, nickel silver shield and pins, it looks like. A nickel silver spacer between the, I don't know if that's black G10 and red canvas micarta or black canvas micarta. Can't really tell. The closed length on this knife is 5 5/16. The blade, which opens with a match striker nail nick, is a swashbuckling clip point. With a cut swedge. It is on half stops. I will call the pull weight 6.5. Nice walk and talk. Centering's close. And then the second knife is from Rosecraft. It's the RCT 006 Beaver Creek Barlow. 3.5 inches of closed length. Smooth bourbon bone covers, they call it. Stainless steel bolsters lined with the laser etched Rosecraft. Looks like all steel construction. The pins might be nickel silver. Single sheep's foot blade with a nice swedge, standard nail nick, and D2 steel. Nice walk and talk. It's got that thunk of an internal stop pin instead of using a kick. Nice though. Centering squared away. Pull weight's about a 7, 7.5. Blade's D2 if I didn't mention it. Near mint to like new, no box. These are available new for $56 web retail. These are $41, so it's $97 if you bought both of these at a good reputable online retailer. We ran the pair last week for $70. Got no takers. Dropped them to $60 for the weekend. This week, $50. Great stocking stuffers for the little kid in your life or the brother-in-law, depending on how you're thinking. Plus $20 each to sharpen. Next day sharpening is available. That's the Rough Rider Reserve Rosecraft combo. Next up, another leftover from last week from Maniago Knife Makers, MKM for short. This is the Goccia in green canvas micarta. Yes, sirree. I can't remember. Oh, it's a Jens Anso design. Here we go. This is a stainless steel liner lock knife, scaled in OD green canvas micarta. Looks like a titanium backspacer. Pocket clip will be right hand only, tip up deep carry. It is a ball bearing flipper. Flips beautifully. Blade steel is M390. Cool blade shape, almost like a clipped Spidey Chef blade. The blade length on the Goccia is 3 1/4. The handle is 4 1/2. There is your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Ball bearing action is just fine. Blade is perfectly centered. Flipping action's awesome. No issues. We'll call this like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they had a web retail at $214. We ran this one last week at $150. Got no takers. Dropped it to $130 for the weekend. This week, a steal at $120, like it is, $150 with my edge on that M390 blade. That's the Goccia in OD canvas from MKM. Next up, we got a couple leftover Kizers from last week. Here is the first. The knife inside the box is the KI4458T4 Begleiter. Somebody please tell me how to say that word. Anyway, it's got the normal clamshell stuff with the sleeve. Here is the knife. The handle is crafted of 2 scales in orange peel finished titanium. Some pretty cool milling that you don't see every day. There is a fine, very fine mill pattern, and then orange peeled over the top. It's very interesting. The pocket clip right hand tip up milled titanium. The locking mechanism is titanium frame lock with steel lock face insert. It's a ball bearing flipper. Sweet straight spine, compound grind. The fuller kind of works for me. At first I looked at it, I thought, man, that's too long, but it works. The blade steel is S35VN. Blade length 3 9/16. The handle's 4 5/8. Lockup is dead rock solid. There's your lock engagement. Very drop shutty. Blade centering is perfect. It's like new in box. These knives are currently on sale at Knife Center for $145. We ran this last week at $115, dropped it to $100 for the weekend. It's still here. Somebody gets a pretty sweet Kizer this week, $90, shipped priority mail, $115 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available if you're one of the first 4. That is the Begleiter from Kizer. Next up, we have another Kizer, and I'm pretty sure I can actually pronounce this one. This is the KI4458T4. I'm sorry, 5488A1 Sheepdog XL in the all black sort of configuration. So kind of a tumbled DLC finish on both blade and the titanium handle. but I can't really call it murdered because of all the gold anodized hardware. Big knife, guys. All titanium frame lock, milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip, steel inserted lock face. No flipper on this one, and I'm not sure you want one. I think you want control of that blade coming out. That's sort of a modified cleaver in S35VN, 3 15/16 inches of blade. It looks shorter than that just because of how broad it is, but it is a large blade. 5 5/16 inch handle length. There is your lock engagement. It is rock solid. I bet this will drop shut. I know it will. Yeah. And the centering is dead down the middle as usual for a Kizer. I think this blade's been used and touched up. It has. It's quite sharp. Not quite refined, but it is quite sharp. So don't feel, if it's going to be a user for you, don't feel like you have to have me sharpen it. These, we'll call it near mint in box, sharpening noted. These are available currently for a web retail of $189. We ran it last week at $130, no sale, dropped it to $115 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's go $105 this week, like it is, and then $130 if you like my edge on it. That is the Sheepdog XL from Kizer. Next up is sort of our last leftover. This knife made an appearance a few weeks ago, and it has a little bit of a story, and I think I know why it didn't sell, so we rectified that. It's from Tope Knives, and this is a custom Covert field scalpel. And this time you're going to see that it says TAP in the description because I had to do a little work on this knife. Here it is. Comes in a fold-over Kydex sheath with some paracord. Looks like the brass is starting to corrode a little. That's not bad. Looks like it's got some preservatives stuck in the holes. Anyway. So here's the Covert field scalpel. You'll remember this knife from a few weeks ago. I had previously sharpened it for the owner, and then he used it, kind of messed up the edge, and then tried to sharpen it and put scratches in the satin. So we left it sit for a few weeks because he's got some other stuff coming up tonight. And I said, you know, why don't we fix that knife and run it again? So I did. Get my fingerprints mostly off that new satin. So it's got a fresh satin, a fresh ApostleP edge, CPM 3V blade, 2 7/8 in length. The handle's 3 3/4. The scales are black G10. The pins and liners are red G10. Then it's got this beautiful braided lanyard with, I believe, a titanium bead. And it is a laser, boys. So yeah. Can't buy these anywhere. It would have been about $300 brand new, but they're gone. When we ran this several weeks ago, we started it at $250, dropped it to $220 the first weekend, then $195 the next Thursday, and all the way down to $150 for its final Saturday. Then my consignor spent a little money to make it better than new, and it most certainly is. This week we're going to give you another crack at it at $170, no need to sharpen. It is ready to rock. The Tope Covert Field Scalpel with an ApostleP edge. Next up, oh guys, we got one for you now. Yes, we do. From that there little company in Texas, y'all know what that means. Tactile. We have a Rockwall thumb stud with the titanium void handle, Magna Cut blade at 61 Rockwall. Here she is. Oh my. So you get that finely mill finished titanium scale. Look at that flame anode. That's the void feature of the titanium. Right hand tip up deep carry pocket clip. Some kind of steampunk patinaed thumb studs. And it flicks out like a tactile Rockwall. Super sweet swedged drop point in MagnaCut. Blade length 3 1/16, handle 4 1/16. It is a stainless steel liner lock. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Ball bearings are super smooth. Centering down the middle. We're going to call it near mint in box. Out of stock right now. When these were available in the void finish, they were $320 web retail. I found one sold listing on eBay for this knife that sold at $255, and it was kind of beat up. This one can be yours, $240 like it is, $270 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Tactile Rockwall thumb stud in void titanium and MagnaCut. Next up, I have a knife with a bit of a story. It's a Spyderco, made in Taiwan. It's a Sage 1 in Maxamet. As you guys know, not my favorite steel. This knife will show you why. As most Maxamet Spydercos have, this one is scaled in gray, G10 on the Sage 1. Pretty standard Sage 1, right? G10 scales, ambidextrous tip-up deep carry wire clip, beautiful action, rock solid lockup, perfect centering, and the blade is in MagnaCut. Now my consignor tried to sharpen this, and as you've heard me chronicle over the years, sometimes you get a MagnaCut knife blade that just wants to go away. And I don't know if the camera's picking this up adequately, but the apex of the edge has started to chip and flake. Now, it could be just his sharpening method, it could be not. So, if you are a Maxamet guy and you poo-poo the difficulty some of us have had in sharpening it, and you think, boy, that just means it's harder than other, whatever you want to do, I'm going to make you a deal. These knives are currently available on sale for $225 at Blade HQ. They were up around, what, $260, $270? Spyderco matte price, but on sale at Blade HQ for $225. This one you can have near mint in box condition, sharpened, and it didn't go well, but it's not hurt. I mean, as far as material loss. Your price, $120, and I'm not touching it. That is the Sage 1 Gray G10 and Maxamet. Next up, we have our first Microtech of the evening in the new style box, which is the best box Microtech's ever done, I think. Model number 160-1T. It's a Socom Elite single-edged standard finish. All black handle. Hard anodized aluminum handle. Tractech inserts. The plain business side, right hand tip down pocket clip. This boss is for the mounting of the locking leaf. Got a little ball bearing glass breaker on the tail. Rides on ball bearings, opens with thumb studs. There's your blade. That's 4 inches of M390, two-tone finished. Serial number 17093, born February of 24. If I didn't tell you the handle length, it's 5 1/8. There is your lock engagement, if you can see that. Lockup is rock solid. Pretty good drop shut. Centering, standard Microtech. Perfect. I did notice slight edge wear at the tip. There might just be some goo on there. Nah, I think there's a little nick. Anyway. As usual, they run a run of these and then they sell out. These are currently out of stock. When last available, they had a web retail of $336. We're going to do this one at $245 like it is, $275 with an ApostleP edge. That's Socom Elite from Microtech. Next up, our only Chris Reeve in tonight's sale, and it's a beauty. There's our box. Large Inkosi drop point with red linen micarta and the glass beaded handle. Here's your birth card. Born October 18th, 2022. Here's the knife. I do like that glass bead finish. It's so velvety and shimmery and refined. That red linen's going to be beautiful with a little bit of hand oil in it. I think I could only find one mark on this knife. Where was it? Right there. One little baby trail right there. There's your blade. Let's go over your dimensions real quick. 3 9/16 inches of awesome. That's 45 VN. 4 13/16 inches of handle length. Got the finger groove trademark Inkosi detail here. The canted pocket clip to ride on the solid part of the frame instead of the lock bar. You have your ceramic ball interface Reeve integral lock. Phosphor bronze washers. Adjustable pivot, unlike a Sabenza. Not quite a free dropper, but eminently flickable. Beautifully flickable. I wouldn't change a thing. We'll call it near mint in box, very close to like new. These are currently available in stock at Knife Ship Free, brand new for $650. Your price on this one, $475 like it is. $505 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's Chris Reeve, large Inkosi drop point in red linen. Next up, we have a super cool knife from Protech. It must be a special one because it comes in that box. So this will be a Protech Godson. So the baby of the Godfather. Black hard anodized aluminum handle. But this is interesting. Shaw Steampunk, number 32 of 200. What could that mean? Well, that's what that means. That beautiful Bruce Shaw Steampunk inlay. So other than that, button lock side folding automatic with that gorgeous Godson blade. Satin finished, 154 cm, 3 1/8 blade, 4 3/8 handle. Lockup is solid. Action is Protech. Centering is a little off on this one. See if I can show it to you, but it favors the top as you're looking at it. We'll call it near mint in box. As I said, number 32 of 200. Long discontinued, out of stock. Good luck finding one, but you found one today. Your price $275 like it is. $300 if you'd like it with my edge. That is the Protech Godson Steampunk Limited Edition. And speaking of special Protechs, we got another one, and it's another special one. So there's the price my consignor paid for it. It looks like brick and mortar, doesn't it? The knife inside the box is a model 1307, which is the Brend Auto number 3, with the black handle and maple burl inlays. Looky there, would you? Designed by Walter Brand. You've got black hard anodized aluminum handle, maple burl inlays, long Emerson style clip, a little bit of wear on this knife on the pocket clip and mostly on the butt end of the handle, mostly on the off side. Standard button lock, side folding auto, but look at this blade. That is pure Walter Brand. A deeply swedged drop point. And what did they say here? Is that a DLC handle? It just says black coated. Might be Cerakote. Blade steel is 154 cm. 3 15/16 inches of blade. 5 1/16 handle. Lockup is dead rock solid. Centering is going to be off to the top side just a bit. Action is Protech beautiful. So I'm going to call the condition excellent in box because of the handle and clip wear. And guys, if this thing were near mint in box or like new in box, I don't think you could touch it for south of $400. But because it's kind of a user, let's do $275 like it is, and then $300 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That is the Brand Auto number 3, model 1307, and it is a first production run knife, by the way. Ding, 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 ding. What a beauty and a piece of Protech history. Next up, a very special knife that I actually own one of. Mine is a Collector's Club edition. This one is not. From Spyderco, made in the USA. We have a Paramilitary 2 carbon fiber and M4. I think the best Paramilitary 2 ever made. There is your peel ply carbon fiber handle. Your standard tumble polished Spidey clip 4-way positionable. Opens with a hole, rides on phosphor bronze. Has a blade in CPM M4. And you're noticing a bright reflection from that glinting edge because I've already sharpened this and I don't think it's cut anything since I sharpened it. Yeah. Compression lock mechanism. Rock solid lockup. Near totally free dropping blade. And your centering is going to be down the middle. Down the middle. Sprint run. Sold listings on eBay range between $242 and $400. This one, of course, has a little something those don't. Your price, $240, all in, shipped priority mail. Oh my, no need to sharpen. That's the Spyderco Para 2 carbon fiber M4 with an TheApostleP edge. Next up, another one from Spyderco in a box that's a little battle worn. This one is a Manix 2 lightweight gray. That's not a very descriptive label, actually. Manix 2 lightweight in gray, which probably means it has a Maxamet blade, and it does. Now, this is wearing a sharpened edge, and it looks like, I don't know if I sharpened this or the consignor did, but it's been used and touched up since that sharpening, and it's got a little chunk, a little chip right near the tip. So it's going to need a little work. So let's go over dimensions. 3 3/8 inches of Maxamet, 4 5/8 handle, caged ball lock mechanism, phosphor bronze washer pivot. Works pretty good. Ambidextrous tip up wire clip, not deep carry. Rock solid lockup. Centering's beautiful. We'll call it near mint in box. Edge condition noted. These are currently available on your favorite web knife retailer for $270, brand new. This one can be yours at $160 like it is. $195 if you like it with my edge. I will take a crack at this one. I don't think it's got that issue. That's the Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight in gray and Maxamet. Next up, I have an interesting Spyderco. I teased you guys about this one yesterday. It's a Shaman made in Golden, Colorado, USA earth. But there's something that's not quite right, isn't there? As you look at it. It's had some custom finger grooves added to that handle. And I'm going to say, I don't know that they were free-handed, but I think they're a little odd, especially back in, and I don't mean odd in shape, I mean odd in execution. This back one looks a little homemade, I'm just saying. So, black G10 handle. Ho! Spider Edge S30V blade. Full spider edge. Blade length is 3 9/16. The handle is 4 5/8. Compression lock mechanism, phosphor bronze pivot. Rock solid lockup. You did not just do that. I just closed the knife on my pinky and it's going to bleed a little. Anyway. So full spider edge blade. It's been used. It's been scuffed. It's been nicely resharpened, I'm going to say. Once or twice. But, you know, it's a user. How are the finger grooves, you might ask? Well, they're actually pretty doggone nice, I have to say. So, yeah. Lock up dead rock solid. How's our centering? Now, it's going to have a chisel ground tip, so don't let that throw off your eye. Centering's beautiful. We'll call it excellent, no box. So if you buy this knife brand new at your favorite internet knife store, it's going to cost you $270. This one's going to be about half that. Let's go $140. No need to sharpen. That is the Spyderco Shaman Black S30V and a spider edge. Next up, I have a Hogue. No outer box, just a pouch. And it's a Deca. And the original blue polymer scales are going to be in a baggie. Because the knife is not wearing them. Okay? Instead, it is wearing some original goat raw aluminum jigged scales that are beautiful, by the way. You have your able lock mechanism. You have a pocket clip that is tip up deep carry, and I think with the factory scales it's reversible, with the custom scales right hand only. Some minor scratches in the clip, but it's a stonewash clip so you don't really see them. This has the sheep's foot blade, and it is in, where is it? Magna Cut. Blade length is 3 3/16. The handle 4 1/4. Lockup is rock solid. The action is not quite free dropping, but flingable. Blade centering, I guess I called it perfect. It's near mint in box. So web retail for the knife with factory scales is $139. Brand new, these scales are $60 from original goat, which I think is $199, right? This one could be yours all in, shipped priority mail for $140 like it is. $170 if you'd like my edge on that Magna Cut blade. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. Next up. Ooh, look out, boys. We have one from Brian Nadeau, Sharp by Design. This is the extremely sought after. Ready? Micro Evo Typhoon Harpoon Tanto. Not a mini Evo, a micro Evo, which are scarce, and they, frankly, on the secondary market cost more than a mini. So let's take a look. You have a beautiful glass bead blasted titanium handle set with a seamlessly inlaid panel of marble carbon fiber, which also serves as an over travel stop. Titanium frame lock with steel insert. Has a milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip, satin finish, got some scuffs. That would take you 10 minutes with some Scotch-Brite to fix. Nice discreet hidden lanyard post. Beautiful flipper. And look at that Harpoon Tanto. Are you kidding me? That little thing is gorgeous. The blade steel is M390. The blade length is 2 15/16. The handle is 3 13/16. So beautiful blade to handle ratio. Rock solid lockup. Super smooth ball bearing pivot. We'll call that perfect blade centering. I'm going to call it excellent to near mint in box just because of the clip scratches. That's the only damage on the knife. I think if that clip wasn't scratched up, if I could call this near mint to like new, I think it'd be worth another $100. Just the market on these. They're really, really special if they're really special. This is kind of a user just by the clip. Your price $295 like it is, $325 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Sharp by Design Micro Evo Typhoon Harpoon Tanto. Next up, another one. I don't think we've ever had two Sharp by Design knives in the same sale, but we do tonight. This is a little more current design, I guess, from Mr. Nadeau. This is the Apex flipper with blue accents. So yeah, that same glass bead blasted titanium finish on the handle. The inlays, and they are inlays, are more titanium, but a deep royal blue ano. Got a very similar clip to the one on the Micro Evo, milled titanium right hand tip up, and this one he managed to scratch also. Okay, let's see, flipper on bearings, and it's a pretty cool Tanto. If you took away that big slot, it would almost be a Microtech profile Tanto blade. Not a bad thing. S90V is your blade steel. The blade length is 3 9/16. The handle is 4 7/16. So very efficient blade to handle ratio. We have a steel inserted titanium frame lock that locks up right there, and it's dead rock solid. Nice hydraulically drop shutting blade, perfectly centered. We're going to call this excellent to near mint clip scratches again. These currently available at your favorite web retailer that carries SBD knives, and it'll cost you $370 to buy a new one. So how about this? For $105 off, you get to refinish a clip. $265 is your price. $295 with my edge. That is the Sharp by Design Apex flipper with blue accents. Next up, I think this has happened like 2 weeks in a row. I have a Chavez Ultramar knife in the sale that I've never seen one of. So this label doesn't do us a lot of good. Here's what it is. It's a Chavez Ultramar Sangre 229 Street Warncliffe. You talk about a cool knife. So you have your standard stonewash over bead blast titanium handle that looks like a brick, but it feels so good in the hand. This one is wearing the more discreet right-hand tip-up milled titanium pocket clip. Of course, the Mick Jagger skull is included. So it's a steel-inserted titanium frame lock with a 3 o'clock lockup, which I kind of prefer, that geometry. Thumb stud actuation. Gorgeous Wharncliffe blade. Just gorgeous. Kind of got a little double hitch, which just makes it cooler. Blade steel, as usual, M390. Blade length 3 3/4 inches, bigger than it looks. Handle length 4.5. Think about that, guys, for blade to handle ratio. Rock solid lockup. Nice droppy shutty. The usual centering, which is to say perfect. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. This one was purchased new from, oh, I'm sorry, no, never mind. Price reference. This knife is currently available. The only place I could find it is Arizona Custom Knives, and the consignor is Mr. Chavez. So I'm assuming that's a new knife. The price of that one at AZCK is $325. This one can be yours. Near mint to like new in box. $260 like it is. $290 with my edge. The Ultramar Sangre 229 Street Wharncliffe from Chavez. Next up, I have a knife with no box, and we think we know what this is. It is definitely a Brian Ty custom. We think it might be a taipan, but he has made so many different handle shapes and blade shapes in a knife he calls a taipan, it's hard to tell. So let's take a look. What we don't have are integral bolsters and liners, but I believe it's all titanium. Orange peel, titanium bolsters, and the liners appear to be titanium. The scales are jigged and polished wood of some kind. I do not know what that is. It's definitely wood. It might be an ebony. Pocket clip right hand tip down. Handle length is 4.5. We think the blade steel is CPM 154, but we're not sure. And there's your Brian Ty signature. A sweet swedged spear point with a very nice thumb plate with great jimping, just sticky fine jimping. The liner lock mechanism is titanium. The liners, let me get this one over there so you can see it, are jeweled. I think it rides on Teflon, and it's not particularly free. Lockup is solid, and it locks up where you want it to. The centering kind of blows. It's going to be off to the low side as you're looking at it. It's so hard to see because of the finish on the blade, but it's the reflection of the jewelling, but it favors the low side. Condition is pretty good. We'll call it near mint, no box. Arizona Custom Knives has a similar Brian Ty model that's scaled in carbon fiber for sale right now for $495. We're going to offer this one probably a little more rare at $450 like it is. $475 if you'd like it with my edge. That's the Brian Ty Custom. We think a taipan. Next up, we have one that was originally sold by C. Risner Knives, I guess. It is a QSP exclusive Penguin Plus in jig titanium. Your eyes do not deceive you. We sold the twin to this last week. It comes with the little QSP card. The inner box is there as well. Here's the knife. Oh yeah, what a great pocket knife, I think. So the handle scales are jigged titanium. It is a titanium frame lock knife with steel insert. Wearing a milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. You can open it with thumb studs, or you can flip it. Nice low-profile flipper. Gorgeous sheep's foot blade in M390, 3 3/8 inches in length, 4.5 inch handle. There is your lock engagement. It is rock solid. You know what? I missed this when I was setting. No, that's a factory edge. That is a factory edge. Never mind my murmuring. So action's beautiful, lockup's beautiful, centering is as well. Condition will be near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $180 web new. Can't find them anywhere except here. Your price for this one, $120, like it is, $150 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Penguin Plus in jigged titanium from QSP and C. Risner. Next up, we got one from Civivi. The knife inside this box is the C22036-1 Vision FG, and we're going to call this one Murdered because it's all black. Scaled in black G10, standard texture, 4 holes on each side. Pocket clip, ambidextrous tip up deep carry. It also opens with either thumb studs or thumb studs. It uses the Super Lock, which operates a lot like a Demco Shark Lock. Like exactly like a Demco Shark Lock. The blade is in Nitro V, black coated. 3.5 inches of sort of sheep's foot stuff. The handle is 4 3/8, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. Lockup is rock solid. Ball bearing action is beautiful. Centering is perfect. Like new in box. These are available at your favorite web retailer for 78 buckaroos. Probably got to pay some postage and some sales tax on top of that, but not here. For this one, double nickels, 55 bucks, shipped priority mail. I wrote this down wrong, but I'll give it to you. Just 20 bucks to sharpen, 75 sharpened. On the Vision FG Murdered from Civivi. Next up, we have kind of a special one from Cold Steel. So yeah. The box says GoldenEye spear point, and it is a GoldenEye, but it's not just any GoldenEye. It's the Elite carbon fiber version. Yes. Now, when I picked this knife up, I was expecting I would see a carbon fiber over G10 or carbon fiber over FRN laminate, but if you look closely at the radius and the edges, that is solid carbon fiber, and I think you can even see it if you look into the blade well. Solid carbon fiber, beautiful finger groove design, great in the hand. It opens with the GoldenEye hole, which is a gold anodized ring. Matches the gold anodized ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip. Triad lock. S35VN blade, that is 3.5 inches in length. The handle's 4 7/8. The lockup is dead rock solid, as you would expect from a triad lock. The action is pretty free. The centering is perfect. I'm going to call it near mint in box. These knives currently available brand new at your favorite web knife store for 195 bucks. Let's do 125 on this one, like it is. What am I doing? 145 sharpened. Yep. Next day sharpening is even available if it's one of the first 4. That is the Cold Steel Golden Eye Elite. Next up, we have a fixed blade from LT Wright, one of the true good guys in the knife world. The knife in this box is a large Northern Hunter, flat ground in AEBL steel with natural matte micarta canvas variety and thick black liners. So this knife is currently sitting in the wet formed right hand leather sheath. You're also going to get a left hand. That's not left-handed, dummy. It's just another sheath. Sorry if you guys read my copy and you were expecting a lefty sheath. I just looked at it wrong. Anyway, you get both. Here's the knife. So kind of a Canadian hunter profile, sort of. And this is wearing a polished edge. I don't think I did this, but I sure could have. It's pretty doggone good. We're not going to give you a sharpening price. So the blade length is 4 1/4. The handle length is 4 5/8. Got a like orange and gray paracord lanyard. There are your thick black G10 liners. That is so nice in the hand. We're going to call it near mint in box. So the price of these brand new at your favorite web retailer would be $170 plus the extra sheath. We're going to offer that whole package, $130, no need to sharpen. That's the LT Wright Large Northern Hunter. That's a good buy right there. Next, we've reached a save me from myself moment in tonight's sale. It's a black box Benchmade, model 575-1. It is a mini Presidio 2 in CF Elite. Guys, if you never had one of these in your hand, they're pretty special because of the lightness of the weight. You still get the thick blackened steel liners that you get on all the Presidio series. But the weight of the scales, it's amazing how much lighter the CF Elite material is than the standard aluminum Presidio 2 scales. I mean, I bet it's 3.3 ounces. I didn't look it up. That's just my guess. Anyhow, access lock mechanism, Parkerized deep carry ambidextrous tip-up clip with the stamped butterfly. Opens with thumb studs, rides on phosphor bronze. You have a spear point blade in S30V, 3 3/16 inches in length, 4 5/16 handle. It's just a great pocket knife. Let's see. It's flickable. Not quite a free dropper. Is it flingable? You bet. Lockup is dead rock solid. Centering is dead down the middle. We'll call it near mint to like new in box. Currently available from your favorite web retailer at $180. This one can be yours. $130 like it is, $155 if you like it with my edge on it. That's the 575-1 Mini Presidio 2 CF Elite from Benchmade. Next up, these little guys have surely crept up in price. It's a blue box Benchmade. It's a standard 535 bug out, which means it has brilliant blue Grivery scales, a black oxide coated ambidextrous tip up deep carry shorty pocket clip, blue anodized aluminum thumb studs and standoffs, standard finished Benchmade blade in S30V, 3 3/16 blade, 4 3/16 handle, rock solid lock up. Again, not a free dropper, but flingable and flickable. Lockup is rock solid. You could probably make it a free dropper. I didn't try. Blade centering is perfect. Condition near mint in box. Current web retail Benchmade map price for these is $180. That's a lot of money. Which is why I'm happy to save you some. The price of this one, $125 like it is. $150 with an Apostle P edge. That's the $535 bug out from Benchmade. Well, that will bring us to the Rob's pick in tonight's sale. Like if you could guess, you would guess what? I know what you would guess this. It's a 560 BK-1 Super Freak from Benchmade. I don't know how many times I've talked about and shown this model, but it's awesome. It's a freak, but it's scaled in, layered black and gray G10, and then milled to relieve the colors. Red G10 liners, red hard anodized aluminum standoffs, black thumb studs though. Parkerized split arrow clip. And a blade. 3 9/16 of droppy speary CPM M4 Cerakoted. Lockup is rock solid. Action nearly free dropping. Centering, would perfect be okay? All right. Now this is wearing a polished edge. I don't think I did it, but it doesn't need to be touched. Currently available, back in stock at $280 web retail. Your price for this one, near mint in box, $200 shipped, priority mail, no need to sharpen. The Benchmade 560 BK-1 Super Freak is the Rob's pick tonight. Next up, it's the flashier. If this is Jan, you know what? Let's say that if this is Marianne, this is Ginger. It's the 560-03 Freak. Is it a better knife than the Super Freak? No, but is it flashier? Oh yeah. Why? Because it's scaled in carbon fiber. No red liners, but it does have red hard anodized aluminum standoffs and thumb studs. Same parkerized split arrow clip. 3 9/16 inches of S90V in a tumbled finish. 4 7/8 handle. Access lock mechanism. Phosphor bronze washers and thumb studs. Rock solid lockup. That's got a free dropping blade. And it's perfectly centered. And the condition is near mint in box. I don't know, you might call it like new. Is there any reason not to? I don't know. Is there any lint? There's a little bit of lint. It's been in a pocket. No edge wear. Currently available at your favorite Benchmade retailer for a map price of $350. Let's do $250 on this one. $280 if you'd like it with my edge. That is the 560-03 Freak in carbon fiber and S90V. Next up, I don't know if I sold this knife. It sure looks like I sharpened it. It's a fixed blade from Benchmade. It's a 202 Luku, a finish design. Comes in a black leather sheath with gray stitching and a fire steel loop. You can ride it high, you can ride it low. What a beautiful design for an all-purpose outdoorsman's tool. You got 5 3/16 inches of CPM 3V for a blade. And man, that sure looks like my edge. If it's not, my consignor is getting pretty good. But again, we're not going to give you an edge sharpen price for this one. It is sharp. The handle is 4.5 inches long, and it is over molded around a full tang, which you can see peeking through back here at the lanyard hole. And it is Santoprene in Ranger Green. Beautifully grippy. A lot like Craton. Beautiful in the hand. I mean, beautiful in the hand. I was looking, and they're out of stock. I don't know if they're going to make them again or not. I do know this. Sold listings on eBay for this knife range between $141 and $165. None of them have this edge on them. We're going to offer this one at $130, shipped priority mail, no need to sharpen. It's the 202 Luku from Benchmade. Next up, this is definitely a save me from myself moment, but it is just not in the budget. It's from Microtech. It is an Ultratech model 120-13 APVI. Apocalyptic purple, and I don't know what. Oh, that's not right. Anyway, the V must be for VI must be for violet. Anyway, bayonet blade. Wait till you see it. Oh, the B's for bronze, I think. Oh. How about the purple and the bronze apocalyptic working together? Are you kidding me? Wait. Oh, it gets better. Yes. The bronze apocalyptic finish on the bevels contrasts so nicely with that satin flat. Man, what a piece of work. M390 blade, 3 5/16 long, 5 inches of handle to the tip of the glass breaker. Dual action, out the front automatic. Button is medium firm, but to the medium side. It's nice. 100% reliable. Serial number is 257578. It was born 9 of 22. It is very near mint in box. Out of stock at $330 web retail. This one can be yours at $260. And the bayonet blade, guys, is a double edge, but the top edge stops there, obviously. No need to sharpen that. It's a sticker, not a slicer. Or it's a drive your wife crazy watching the movie knife. What a beauty. Next up, we have a very similar knife from Microtech. It's a model 120-1 BL for blue. An Ultratech bayonet handled in blue. Again, a gorgeous knife. Handle length is 5 inches to the tip of the glass breaker. Blue hard anodized aluminum handle. Black hardware. And a two-tone bayonet blade. Also an M390. 3 5/16 inches is the blade. Double action out the front. Medium firm, but again, trending toward the medium end is the button effort. Reliability is 100%. Serial number is 257466, born September of 22. Same time as the purple knife. Near mint in box. These are currently in stock for $325 web retail. You can buy this one at $240 like it is. No need to sharpen that bayonet blade. That's the 120-1 BL Ultratech in blue from Microtech. Next up, our last Microtech. This one is a 120-10 APRD Ultratech bayonet with the contoured red apocalyptic standard. Contoured red handle apocalyptic standard on the hardware and the blade. So this knife is going to be a bargain for somebody. Ready? 5-inch handle, red hard anodized aluminum. It's got some wear. There. It's on its way to boba. What a great user. There's your apocalyptic finished bayonet blade in LMAX. And that is 3 5/16 inches in length. Now this, I'm also going to call this button medium firm, but this was born April of 2017, serial number 79020. So it's 5.5 years older than those first two. A little heavier button effort, and the contoured handle was brand new then. But still 100%. That's a great one to stick in your pocket. And your price, now these are available new, this configuration at $325. Let's do $180 on this one. No need to sharpen. I don't think the blade's been used. Let's see. No, the tip is still intact, and it's been carried but not used much. 120 or 180 all in, shipped priority mail on the Ultratech in red. Well, that brings us to the last item in tonight's sale. A couple weeks ago, I sold a ZT0640 that had plus custom scales, and it was some Sharp Dress Knives natural canvas. And the guy that bought that emailed me and said, you know, I'm not ever putting those, or he actually was wearing these natural canvas micarta scales, and he said, I don't really want the micarta. Could you just put the factory scales back on and keep the natural micarta? And frankly, I was going to put them on my 640, and I went, yeah, I could have drilled some lefty holes, you know, and I went, yeah, I like the green carbon fiber. So, these natural canvas micarta scales by Sharp Dress Knives for ZT0640 are available, and it looks like they've been installed. They obviously were installed, but no appreciable wear of any kind. Very little hand oil. They're $79 brand new. You can have these for $45, shipped priority mail. And they're even going to come in a Flytanium pouch, which they are not. They're SDK. Okay? And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. I'll talk to you soon.